What's up, guys? Spook here, and I just got something to quick to go over a few things with you guys, just because we're inside. I got a little bit of time to kill here. You guys watched my channel before, you would have seen some of these this leather work by my buddy Leonard Wall from Leather Works, one of the best leather makers in Canada for, hands down. His lion's head logo there. It's another tattoo I'd like to get, actually. I like to build up some of the tattoos I have with knife makers. I already have some of them in the works from my buddies at Kislar Supreme. I'm going to have a crown, triple X, all that stuff at some point when I have the money, resources, whatever, to get that. That's one of them. I like Leonard's lion head. So unfortunately, guys, he's also the maker that did, not unfortunately for that, but he's the maker that did my Falkneven F1 rig, which is one of my toss-up kind of knives that I wouldn't want to go without. Somebody had asked me that before, because this one has, fishing kit, fire kit, fail rod, my whistle on it. It houses the almighty Falkneven F1 knife, which is one of the best knives you can get all around her. So, just an excellent sheath setup. And if you guys didn't know what happened, Leonard had a house fire, and his house and his house and the shop burnt all at the same time. If you go on his Instagram, guys, he's got it on video. The whole thing just went up and totally ruined, destroyed everything they had. Burnt the shop down, burnt the house down, burnt their belongings. There's a few things, the four-wheeler and the generator, and maybe I think a couple things like that actually survived it. But for the most part, no place to live, no shop, no materials, because that's the thing. It wasn't like he got all his materials out of there. Just lost everything he had going on. And it just sucks, because he was the type of guy, I have a lot of admiration for him because of how he was living his life, and the type of person he is with convictions and living off-grid, because if you don't know anything about them guys, about Leonard, is that they were living, they didn't even have a road to their house. They had to get on a four-wheeler or a snowmobile, drive down, a long distance just to get to a road, and then do their, meet up with people and do their business from there. So, they didn't have insurance, because when you live like that, it's very hard to get insurance. So, no insurance. But a family member of his has set up a GoFundMe, and I'm going to get the link to that and put it in the description of this video. And if you could spare anything, guys, even if you don't know him, if you're a customer, that'd be awesome. But even if you don't know him, guys, he's just... I wouldn't go on and even say a word about it if it was somebody I didn't think, you're going to see better things from when they get back on their feet. And he was just so optimistic about it too, guys. He wasn't like, woe is me, I want a handout, because things will happen to people, and sometimes other people put them in that position. Like, you better beg for stuff if you think you're going to get this or that. He didn't even want anybody to help him. He's just a good dude. I want people to help him. I'm going to try to get together what I can, at some point, and try to send it off to him. Just a great guy. But, so there's that. He's a good friend of mine. I would just appreciate it if you can help him now. I'm going to try. I may even do a raffle or some kind of a giveaway or something to do with this sheath. They're valued at about $70. And it'll fit pretty much any knife that will fit in this size, this range. And they break in great, and they're super comfortable to wear. I have one on the belt that he made me, and he made me a rifle sling, and he's just an awesome guy. There's not much else I can say, but so we'll move on from that for now, but I'll put the link in the description, and that way, if you want to help. And along the way on Instagram, you'll see the progress of what he's doing, and getting his life back the way it was, to get a shop going and everything else, guys. Just sad thing. But knife here. This knife here is from my buddy Daryl Barker Custom Blades, BCB. Fire hose micarta, 154 cm, mirror polish, razor sharp knife. This one was the used one. I wanted him to send me a used knife, because just being a knife maker, a lot of the time, guys, for custom knife makers, they dole out a lot of money, and sometimes, they're putting a lot out, and you do what you can for getting people's names out there and stuff like that, but I would rather he had just sent a used knife, and he sent me the most beautiful used knife I ever seen. So it has a Tek-Lok day glow right here, guys. All day the sun will accumulate beams going into this, and then it glows at night. You can use a flashlight and get it to glow as well. But just an excellent knife, and video coming up of this very soon, guys. I did a little bit of one today, but you know, I got these antibiotics are kicking my ass and my throat's messed up, so I want to do it a little bit different. Some of you guys already saw some new Kizlars. A lot of people really love this one. You know, I love it too. It's a great knife. This is the Malamute, and this is like your classic, you know, classic bushcraft, you know, dog sledder. Something the dog sledder type of fellow would be rocking, you know, around their anorak kind of thing. And the Pioneer, which was like I call bush tactical kind of knife. Coin a phrase, I guess, once in a while. And that was one I kind of said years ago. But something that's a bushcraft knife, but the kind of knife that also you could take into battle, I guess you would say. And Kizlar does those knives pretty much better than anybody is that genre knife. So I got one that's real classic and one that's more, you know, in their the way they do things, we'll say. So I got the work done on the helmet. It's not done yet. Guy asked me the other day, how come it's just shaded up in the middle like this and they didn't do the back of the helmet? Because that's actually a cover up, guys. So what's going to happen is he wanted to cover up the tattoo first and then go from there, as opposed to reverse and do around the cover up. He actually started the cover up and then he'll work from there. So that's going to be sick, guys. That's the start of maybe a sleeve even. And he just does immaculate work, and it's healing really well. And he's actually the fella, same guy, Atomic Tattoo, that did my grizzly bear here. So two big pieces that could start off as sleeve tattoos, which is really cool. And I really like them, guys. Once that one's finished, I'll move on. I mean, time and money, guys. That's the biggest thing with tattoos is time and money. They are painful, but it's still time and money. You know, if you have enough money to get others done, or you have the time to get them done and have them heal. Some jobs that you have, it's really hard to get tattooed because you can't be in there with the heat and with this you're rubbing up against or grimy shit, you know, stuff on you. So there's some times, I mean, you could only get tattooed at different times of the year kind of thing. So but definitely want to get some more work done by my buddy Roger at Atomic. And the next session I go in, I'm actually shooting a video in there with him for a few minutes. Just kind of talking about this and talking about some other work he's doing. A lot of you guys have been asking a lot lately about health. Man, I put back on like 20-some pounds. A lot of you can see it probably in my face. I hurt my knee over the winter, and I just got right off the wagon, guys. I wasn't running on the treadmill. I wasn't lifting weights. You know, I'm just so mad at myself for that, but I see why I did it, but I just don't have want to say any more excuses as to why I did it. Let's put it that way. So that's over with. So trying to figure out why I put back on some weight. Now let's move on from it and get back to where I was going. You know, start doing what I was doing before. Now I didn't put back on all the weight I lost. I lost 50 pounds, guys, and I put back 25 back on. So, I mean, it's not horrible. Some people said, shit, man, I do that over the winter anyway, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, you do, but you don't need to put it back. You don't have to put it back on. So, but anyway, guys, I appreciate you. And we'll go on and do our thing here from now on with videos, like more frequent. I love you.